Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber.
Well, as we mentioned, today is the first day of this year's Tulip Festival and a great weekend of weather is ahead. Let's check back in with my co-anchor Sophie Erber. She's there dressed for the occasion, and I understand you have some breaking news this afternoon concerning the tulips.
I do. Thank you so much, Tim. I consider it breaking news. It's not often that you get to announce a brand new kind of flower that's available up here, or bulbs. We hear a lot about bulbs here at the Tulip Festival. That is how they are planted each year. I'm in front of one of the better beds of tulips right now, and I'm joined by Jody, who is the woman of the hour. She has all the information about this new bulb. Jody, thanks for joining us.
Finally tonight, a guard gator becomes the brains behind a drug operation in Pennsylvania. You have to check this out. His name is El Champo. It all started with a raid at this home in Chester County.
She's an accomplished journalist, and she is a people person. She's able to talk to folks.
We need to do a great job every day, and that's motivating to come to work.
Welcome back. Today I am here with Dawn Snyder with the Dorothy Pico Nature Center. Thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Happy to have you. It's the annual Nature Calls event this Saturday. That's what she's here to tell us about. So, Dawn, a lot of people have been to this, but for those who haven't, just sum up for our viewers what it's all about.
Casual event. Wear your blue jeans.
Okay.
Expect to have a great time.
For almost 3 years now, COVID-19 has been a part of our world. During the height of the outbreak, a Siouxlander addressed another pandemic plaguing those who take part in the social media world. You'll meet the man behind the music examining this trend in this week's encore edition of Siouxland Stories. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. Congress listened to a heartfelt plea from Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky today after asking for additional military aid to help stop the Russian invasion. Our Washington correspondent Jesse Tenner reports now on President Joe Biden's response, and we have reaction from Siouxland lawmakers, all in our top story at 5.
So far, we have heard from former members of the Trump administration. We have also heard from both the Iowa and the South Dakota GOP. There was also a surprise guest today. We heard from Georgia Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. She spoke about a half an hour ago. But of course, the crowd came out here from as early as 8 this morning to see former President Donald Trump. Our KCAU 9's Nick Wilson spoke with people earlier today as they were lining up to get in to see the president.
And my tag team partner, Sophie Erber, is there tonight. She's the honorary ringmaster for this evening's performance. Let's check in with her now. How are things going, Sophie?
Hi, Tim. Things are going great here. As you can see, the show doesn't start for at least another 45 minutes, but there are crowds already trying to soak up as much of the circus fun as they can. There's train rides behind me. Excuse the noise, of course. They are welcoming people in. There are camel rides going on as we speak right now. There's been a line for that already. Bounce houses, tons of face painting. I believe pony rides are off to the other side there. So if you're in the area, you have plenty of time to still get down here. Show doesn't start till 7 o'clock tonight, where, as you mentioned, I will be the one kicking things off tonight. I'm told I'm getting a golden whistle to help with the countdown, and that will be tonight at 7 o'clock. But if you can't make it tonight, don't worry. There is plenty of time left to get your tickets for other performances. I believe 4 or 5 more performances Friday, Saturday, and even on Sunday. A lot of that money goes back to help the Shriners with their operation here, and we love to be a part of it. So I will have to get backstage now and get ready. I still need to learn some of my duties here to kick things off for the show. So I'll send it back to you in the studio. For now, Sophie Erber reporting live in Sioux City at the Tyson Event Center for KCAU 9. Back to you, Tim.
All right, maybe you can catch a ride on that clown train there behind you. Get you back there a little quicker.
Good evening and thanks for joining us today. I'm Sophie Erber. A Sioux City man is facing charges tonight after a shooting earlier this week on Sioux City's north side. New information now from police in our top story at 5. Detectives charged 21-year-old Carlos D. Mejia of Sioux City with attempted murder. Welcome to your sports on Fox. We start things off in the Little League World Series. Michigan and Iowa having some fun before the game there. Top of the first now. Iowa gets a fast start tonight. Maddox O'Connor at the plate. He lines one to right field, drops in between the two outfielders. A runner scores. They'll add 2 more on wild pitches for an early 3-0 lead. If you want to be a Barbie girl and live in a Barbie world, you can in Sioux City, Iowa. We'll take you inside this rental home designed by a mother-daughter duo in this week's edition of Siouxland Stories.
Welcome! This is our Barbie house. Super fun.
Florrie Graham took her daughter Emma to see the new Barbie movie over the summer, and almost instantly the idea was born to turn one of Florrie's existing rental properties into a human-sized Barbie house.
So we chatted after the movie and we're like, this is like the best movie, like it's awesome. So we're like, we love this movie, we want to find a way to make like something cute like it. So then we're like, okay, let's do a Barbie house.
I just loved, really, like, aside from it being the Barbie movie, I loved like the message and, you know, the power of being who you are. And I always like really try to preach that to my daughter. Love who you are, love your own skin. And I was like thinking, how can I manifest that energy into Sioux City? Like, what can I bring here? Houses are kind of like my creative outlet. And so we just worked together and we went for it.
But it wasn't that simple. Making their vision come to life took about 7 months of planning, sourcing material, and Florrie convincing her contractors that she wasn't losing her mind.
I have a team of guys that, you know, really help me out, like laying the tile, for instance. And I know, like, every day they're like, oh my gosh, what is she gonna, like, tell us now that she wants to do? But they go along with it and they're like, okay, but they do call me crazy every other day. All around the house, you'll kind of see my favorite parts are framed quotes that just kind of, again, like manifest that Barbie energy.
Go in every room to look at the quotes. Tell yourself every morning that it's true. My favorite part of the house would probably be the kitchen because like it has a very cute sign that says the chef was cute, would eat here again, and like the microwave, and it's just like cute and like Barbie-ish in there. This is the kids' bedroom, or it can be whatever, but it's kind of small like a kid bedroom.
Yes, and what's fun about this?
It has like a bunch of pink, like what do you call
Scallops.
Scallops.
Yes.
And it has a pink light, like the rounding with a big light bulb.
Both mom and daughter tell us that working together was an experience they enjoyed and cannot wait to do again.
You know, I love working with my daughter. I only have one child and that's her. And I think it's just like the bond when you share your passion with your kids. You know, there's a lot of lessons to learn from that. And I think it's just fun. Like we work together, obviously, like she's my world, and just like getting to like share my passion, but then like together bringing our passions together. I think it's just really fun, and I love, and I hope that, you know, in the future we can continue doing fun little projects like this around Sioux City.
I think her imagination is like super wild, and like when she's decorating, she just gets these wild thoughts in her mind, and so then like it just came to her like, boom, we should make a Barbie house. We've made so many, it's perfect.
And long after the movie fades from our collective memories, Florrie hopes the meaning behind the project continues to resonate.
So I think that no matter what, even if the Barbie movie, you know, goes out or, you know, whatever, like it probably will, the message is still there. And so that's why, yeah, I never have intentions. I always want it to be the Sioux City Barbie house. And, you know, I don't know, maybe down the road, you know, I will, you know, furnish it and make it kind of just, you know, a fun place to come just for a little bit.
All fun and Barbie aside, Florrie says rehabbing rundown properties for Siouxlanders to enjoy and call home is her passion.
Making something beautiful again. And I really care about our community in Sioux City, and I have always had a belief that like no matter what stage of life you're in, whether you own a house or rent, I like kind of my slogan is like rentals deserve to be Insta-worthy too. I want people to have fun places to live, and I think that's something I am really lucky to be able to bring to Sioux City. You know, just making these spaces fun and pretty and not like your cookie cutter rentals.
And at last check, that home is still available for rent. So what's next for Florrie and Emma? Designing a boutique and affordable apartment building near downtown Sioux City. And we turn our attention back to the weather department now. We have meteorologist Ethan Foreman with us, and you can see from all our footage today that was outdoors, Ethan. It was a chilly one, a windy one, and some places had flurries. Thanks for sticking with us. Indoors on this beautiful day, if you're watching, I hope you got outside at least for a few minutes because, Scott, it's the first meteorological day of spring, you told us.
That's right.
And we delivered. It really feels like it.
Yeah, it certainly felt nice out there today, Sophie.
TV6's Sophie Erber joins us from one of the hardest hit areas.
Thanks, Steve. We're here in Scandia. As you mentioned, the weather tonight has cleared up drastically, but that was not the scene last night. This road behind me is one of the roads still closed at this hour for obvious reasons. That's M94 West towards Sawyer. Now, a culvert system carried the Chocolate River under the roadway, and when the river flooded late last night, the 120-foot-long culverts failed, washing away that pavement. Now, Steve, the water did retreat in just a few hours. Some families at that point chose to return to their homes. Others were given tokens for short stays in local hotels. Now, the timeline to fix all of this tonight is unclear, but do stay with TV6 for continuing coverage on the cleanup and, of course, the detour routes that will inevitably be put in place. Steve, I'll turn it back to you in the studio for a look at how fast this storm moved in last night. In Scandia, I'm Sophie Erber for TV6 News. After pulling the plug on a comprehensive relief bill, President Trump tonight opening the door for targeted relief, mainly for the airline industry, and $1,200 stimulus checks for individual Americans. Hi, I'm Sophie Erber, inviting you to join me for the Spotlight on Tuscany tour, September 26th through October 4th of 2019. TV6 has partnered with Holiday Travel.
Finally tonight, a weather forecast for South Florida gets worldwide attention after meteorologists call for falling frozen iguanas.
This is a real thing, and their forecast was accurate. The large lizards are cold-blooded, and temperatures in the 30s leave them frozen in their tracks, literally. Someone in Delray Beach found this guy on its back in the street and moved it to safer ground. Good thing the cold weather does not kill the iguanas, it just stuns them. So when this guy started to warm up, he started moving around again. Iguanas often hang out in trees, so when they freeze, they fall to the ground. It is one of those only in Florida things. My friends back in Sarasota, they keep saying they see this, and there's like a PSA, don't run them over. They're not dead, they're just paralyzed.
You ever witness anything like that when you lived in Florida?
Not iguanas, but the little lizards that run around, yes.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. The CDC tonight with new guidance for fully vaccinated people, and it's good news. No more masks while you're indoors, and social distancing not necessary, they say. Everything else you need to know now in our top story at 5.
Finally tonight, a small gator gave 2 Sarasota police officers a run for their money.
Check this out. The 4-foot gator was lurking underneath an SUV parked at a grocery store. It could have posed danger for shoppers walking through that parking lot, but 2 officers were there to save the day. They jumped into action, pulled the gator out, secured his jaw, and put him in the back of their police vehicle. And yes, there were passengers inside the car. It was all a day's work for these brave officers. Greg, I've shopped at that plaza. This is actually my hometown, and it's not all that rare. Gators are everywhere in the lakes there. You don't swim in lakes in Florida.
Yes, but in a grocery store parking lot, that's, look at that.
He was hungry.
He is not happy about being caught there.
Not happy at all.
Well, that will do it for your TV6 News tonight. Wheel of Fortune is next.
Have a great weekend, everyone. The White House tonight says it will hold weapon shipments to Israel if Israel's military fully invades Rafah. The city in Gaza is housing more than 1 million displaced Palestinians. KCAU 9 Washington correspondent Raquel Martin joins us live now with the latest. Raquel, this is a major U.S. foreign policy pivot.
I think I've shared this with viewers before. I've wanted to do this since I was in high school, so nothing's really changed for me. But I think very important for me personally was internships, and not just, you know, some internships are just running coffee. They trusted me with some actual work, so I got to shadow shoot stories for a great reporter actually at the ABC affiliate in Tampa, taking action for you. I ran the tip line there, which was crazy. Some of the calls that come in are just
probably could write a book.
Oh, for sure. Things that news people can't do anything about. You know, custody battles, just crazy things that came into there. I think also just back to sports reporting, that really got me ready back in high school for just being in the field, and especially with sports, having to think on your toes.
You know what? Friday night football, you're welcome to have a Friday. I'll take a trip, you know, I'll let you know.
Love it. All right, I'll take you up on that. Thanks a lot. And a quick look at our weekend weather.
As RAGBRAI celebrated 50 years, KCAU was there right in the middle of the Jubilee.
With thousands of people here, no surprise, there are so many interesting stories.
From the first dip in the Missouri River, KCAU and RAGBRAI are making Siouxland proud.
Finally tonight, an unusual side effect of war. A vodka company has been forced now to change its branding. The Stoli Group, or Stolchnaya, will be ending use of the Stolchnaya names.
Hi, Facebook. We are here at the very famous statue of David. And as you can see, this gallery is filled with our tour group, of course, but many other tourists, because all of the masters, as they say, works are here. It's the Accademia Gallery in Florence. Thanks, Ron. And Steve, of course, we'll be back here at the start of the race at that gate right there in less than a half an hour. The dogs will be lining up. We'll send it back to you for now in the studio. In Marquette, I'm Sophie Erber for TV6 News. Steve?
All right, thanks a lot, Sophie. Have a good time tonight.
Yes, thanks, Greg. As you can hear, we're here at the UP 200. It is loud. The crowd is so excited. The first racer just took off about a minute ago. Behind me is Sylvain Robillard of Quebec, Canada. He is rearing and ready to go.
I was dubbed team leader.
Fire team, prepare to rush!
It's designed to simulate the sounds and stress of the battlefield. And it certainly did for me. Sprinting, throwing myself down in the sand, crawling with a rubber rifle, and then focusing on getting through the obstacles without falling was exhausting but exhilarating. Later, more exercise. But this time, there was a bit of a break built in.
After you get past the ammo cans, you're going to put her down, pick up the ammo cans. Drop, 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 drop.
I realized at this stage, I actually enjoyed the instruction and corrections.
Outside, back over here.
It made me want to execute the drill the right way. The 12 stalls at Camp Pendleton were terrifying. The mission was to carry a casualty across a wire. My role was to play that fallen Marine, and let's just say our group failed. I learned 35-pound ammo cans are really hard to run with. But my drill instructor's favorite phrase, "Let's go, media, it's a race," egged me on and got me through, and gave me stronger biceps. It was also my first time shooting a rifle, but the patient and thorough range coaches gave me confidence, and it was actually fun.
If you've ever been to Orange City, you've seen people walking around in the clogs. It is a piece of Dutch heritage that Ben Camp is a huge part of. He does this every year. In fact, he's been out here already for a full day of work since 10 o'clock this morning, and we wanted to give our viewers an inside look at just how these clogs are made, because it's not easy. They do it in the old-fashioned way. Nothing has changed with these tools, and if it's a little bit loud, I apologize in advance. The parade is going right behind our camera, but Ben, thank you for being here today. Just basically tell our viewers what you're about to show them.
Well, I'm showing them how you basically carve out a wooden shoe. And this wooden shoe is typically made out of a native species called basswood. And it's always carved wet, and so it's easy.
Meanwhile, new tax cuts are coming to Iowa as Governor Reynolds signed legislation making a flat income tax law now in the state. The Iowa House and Senate passed a tax reform package last week. It will now change Iowa's income tax system to a flat tax.
Thank you so much, Callie. And I'm actually back outside. I found the 4th grade class from Birchfield Elementary School. And we're going to learn everyone's name because they helped us out a lot this year with the Canathon. Girls, what are your names?
Faith, Canby, Maddie, Emma.
And I'm Matthew Bice.
The principal. He's not one of the 4th graders, but he did help coordinate this effort. Good evening, Tim. As you can see, not even rain can stop the Dakota-Thurston County Fair from happening. Behind me, there's actually still some activity going on in the stables because 4-H still happening.
When those events take place, we hope it doesn't rain like it did tonight. Sophie was out at the fairgrounds tonight. You didn't get too wet, did you?
I did get rained on. You can't tell on TV, but my hair's still wet. I did MC the little Prince and Princess contest, so that was fun. We do have 2 new winners to announce. The 2020 Fair Princess went to Liberty Rose Schrader, and the prince this year is Aiden Estishin. Here's a few highlights from the contest this evening.
What's your favorite animal at the fair?
Monkey.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Why the monkeys?
Because I sound like a monkey. Oh!
Kind of a dance party there. That was while the judges were trying to tabulate the score, so we wanted to give the kids something to do. A lot of them said they thoroughly enjoyed getting to dance, and they were all dressed up, so why not? Actually, the prince this year, he told me that this was his 2nd year in the competition, and he was very happy to kind of redeem himself from last year. He said last year was very hard, this year was still hard, but he was excited to win.
He circled it on the calendar 12 months ago.
Right. His brother,
he's going to get it this time.
His brother won last year.
Oh, okay.
So he really wanted
family fight.
Yep, he wanted to bring it back.
What exactly is Marine Corps Air Station Miramar? I'm Sophie Erber, and coming up tonight, you'll find out what kind of Marines work there and how they serve our country.
Election 2020 with Tim Seaman and Sophie Erber.
And good evening once again. Thanks for staying with us tonight. I'm Tim Seaman.
And I'm Sophie Erber. For many months, candidates for federal, state, county, and municipal office have been making the case as to why they should be elected to office come 2020. Hello everyone. 2 men were out fishing on Lake Superior today, just 1 day after getting rescued from a piece of ice in the same location. The 2 Munising men were fishing on an iceberg just off the shores of Lake Superior Tuesday night. Finally tonight in your parting shot, a Florida gator rules the road, bringing traffic to a stop near Tampa. Check this out. When you're as big as this guy or gal, we don't really know, you do own the road.
And it's kind of a friendly competition because the winning class, as I hear, usually gets some kind of a pizza party. Right now, we actually have a fresh total behind us just from moments ago, just at this weigh station out here. I'm calling it, Greg Trick coined this phrase earlier. I can't take credit. He called it the TV6 frozen food aisle. And in the TV6 frozen food aisle, we have 20,410 pounds of food. And that's just moments ago.
You're watching your TV6 Early News with Steve Asplund, Sophie Erber.
Here at Northern Sun, it's much more than just a business for the Anthonys. They offer their guests the complete wine tasting experience, from vine to table. Also in the crowd this year, Governor Rick Snyder at his very first UP 200. The governor had a full day of winter activities, despite it being one of the warmest races on record.
But we've had a great day. Actually went down to Pictured Rocks and looked at the ice fest going on there with the ice curtains and what they're climbing there. And then to come here, this is pure Michigan. You can't beat it.
I mean, it's hard to believe that, we're supposed to be in the 70s. We're still feeling these hot summer temperatures. Yeah. And this is what we've been teasing all newscast for viewers. I'll let you start us off.
So the temperatures, it's hot outside. When you step into your car, it feels even hotter. So we decided to see if we could bake some cookies outside.
Because it felt like it was hot as an oven. Check this out. Today we tested this theory. These cookies were set out facing the sun at 1:45 in the afternoon. That pan reached 160 degrees. After about 3 hours, our cookies were done, although they were a bit shy of golden brown. I personally like my cookies a little bit underdone, all baked goods, when they're kind of squishy like that. So these were delicious. Did you get to try one?
I have not.
Okay, well, they're sitting out in the newsroom. So after the show, we know where Marcus is going. But that's me eating some cookies. Yeah, they were really, really good. Finally tonight in your parting shot, a trio of baby birds showed up for tea time at the Joburg Open in Johannesburg, South Africa. Check this out, so cute. Golfers soon figured out something foul was afoot.
Finally tonight, the annual Tour de Turtle race kicked off at Coquina Beach in Bradenton, Florida this morning.
This is the 11th annual race created by the Sea Turtle Conservancy.
That's right. Thanks a lot, Tim. I am here with the county fair manager, Lisa Bousquet, and she's going to tell us quickly about the event that I'm seeing tonight, the Little Prince and Princess contest. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We begin tonight with sad news out of Lansing, the death of State Representative John Keevala of Marquette.
The 47-year-old Keevala was found dead in his downstate home this morning from an apparent suicide. Police are not saying much tonight, but what we do know is that there is a death investigation going on at Keevala's downstate home.
Hovering above the grave.
That's a U.S. Coast Guard helicopter from Traverse City. As the Coast Guard confirms tonight, there is an active water rescue underway at this hour at Black Rocks in Marquette. That's in Presque Isle Park. This as we're getting reports of potentially 2 individuals who fell into the water. Officials are still trying to verify that information. Now, the Marquette City Police Department received calls around 1:35 p.m. that possibly a man and a woman were swept into the water at Black Rocks.
Hello, Facebook. As you can see right here, this is the site of an active demolition. Welcome back. Today I am here with Trayla Lee. Of course, you might remember she's our 2023 Remarkable Woman. Thank you, Trayla, for joining us today, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. Running a zoo is an expensive operation. In fact, Bud DeYoung relies on having a successful summer season to care for more than 400 animals here at the zoo. Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us on your Friday. I'm Sophie Erber. A Homer family is without a home and its pets tonight after a fire broke out at their house there this morning.
I wasn't ready.
Well, get ready because Pink in the Rink is back. Join KCAU 9
and Unity Point Health St. Luke's Foundation as we bring back Pink in the Rink at the